protest. He's taken to the scaffold and a masked man proceeds to repeatedly whip his rear while the crowd asks for more. Christian thinks this is peak cinema, but Helene is horrified. Afterward, Louis goes to see the Viscount but instead finds Etienne, who forces him to sit down regardless of his pain. Etienne says his father is gone and he chooses not to give Louis the promised reward before throwing him off the chair. Forgetting he's supposed to be acting, Etienne accuses Louis of wanting to take Lison from him and mocks him for being a servant while throwing wine at his face. Helene is horrified again, but Christian thinks this makes for a good twist and allows it. Then Louis stands up and looks like he's about to rebel against Etienne only to leave the room. Christian and Jean-Francois are disappointed, however Helene this time is impressed. She points out that Louis is finally accepting consequences for his choices instead of being a complaining brat. Later, Louis visits Lison and asks her if she's okay with befriending a bathroom servant, so she assures him he's fine. That night, Louis receives Lison in his room with a modest meal he made himself by learning from the kitchen staff. Helene is proud, but Christian thinks this is turning the story boring. The following day, Lison and Louis go for a walk and see a bird behaving strangely in the sky. Since it's the drone malfunctioning, Christian asks for a distraction. Lison pushes Louis on top of the hay and kisses him until the drone is retrieved, then she leaves without a word. Christian and Jean-Francois celebrate, however Helene thinks they should stop this before it escalates since nobody should start a relationship based on lies. Helene and Christian argue over how to proceed, and since Jean-Francois refuses to take sides, Helene says he's gone too far and leaves. This causes Jean-Francois to order Christian to finish the show. For the last act, Christian makes Vikings appear in the village. Louis wants to run away to safety, but Sylvain tells him Lison may need him. He rushes back to the village and discovers that the Viking leader has chosen Lison as his wife. Lison begins crying for help, however Louis is too afraid and walks away. He's about to get on his horse when he notices the bird drone flying above him. Seeing it as a sign, Louis grabs the thickest stick he can find and rides back to the Viking camp, where he starts knocking all the poor actors out. He's so proud of himself that he almost attacks Beauvillain too, but Lison